been porn free now 2 years, I think, come December. It's been a lifelong struggle, and that kind of started me kind of having those perverse thoughts about girls. And, met my wife, and she knew I liked porn, and so that was an ongoing prayer of mine, because usually I would fall in areas of sexuality concerning old girlfriends, or especially porn. The porn was a constant. Later, when I came back to the Lord, maybe at the age of 32, and we had kids, and then we had family prayer in the house, and I cut back all my negative friends and all my negative habits, drinking and smoking and going out, all that stuff. Cut all that stuff out. Started getting serious about God, and we would have fellowship. We would pray. The porn was still there. My son was getting older, and he was 18, and I had noticed that there was some different porn on my computer, and he and I were only men in the house, and he was 18, so I'm like, oh crap, he's into the porn, and he and I were very open, so I wanted to be open with him, and we had prayer all the time and stuff. So I confessed to him and said, son, I said, for years I've been struggling with a porn issue. He said, what, really? I figured it would get him to open up and talk. And he said, me too. I said, really? Not that I didn't know. About 2 weeks later, it was in the morning, and I had already predetermined that I was going to act out this day. I've been working a lot. I was kind of stressed, and I was going to use it as a release, and that's what I was going to do. And my son and I had prayer that morning. Most of the time we had prayer in the morning, and we go through a Bible verse. And I was thinking, I'm going to kick back and relax and just kind of watch some porn and binge on some porn. And my son had left the place to myself, and God had my son come back for something. He had forgotten something, and he walked right in, and I had not started anything yet, technically, but the porn was blaring on the screen. It was obvious what was going on. It was obvious what I was about to do. And I hadn't started yet, but it was obvious. I was sitting there about to, and he said, hey, Dad, you still struggling with the porn? I'm like, yeah. And there was such disappointment in his voice. And it was so much shame, as a father, I let him down. And it was not a shame. It was embarrassment. It was shame. It was hypocrisy. It was God just really, really exposing me, and really not exposing me, but exposing the sin. You could see just exactly how low this thing had brought me. I spoke to my son, and I said, your mom and I will sit down when we get home, and we have a family meeting, and we did. And I said, but I'm going to this meeting out in Gaithersburg, some place called Celebrate Recovery. So I went there, and it was real stuff. It was people it was Christians who had real issues, who were very open about things that they were dealing with, lying or drinking or whatever, enabling or whatever the hang up was, fear. And it was just a hodgepodge of things, and porn was involved in it. And it was the first time I'd heard porn discussed in the way of getting free. And there was no shame. The Bible says, who the Son has set free is free indeed, and the truth shall make you free. It was the first time I'd ever been free. To just be open about the situation. There was no shame, there was no guilt. And it was people who had been through it and done that, and were real about their recovery. And you go through a book, and you kind of carve out, step by step, what's the core reason that you're even doing this thing? Because at the end, you don't even like it. You don't like yourself, you feel vile, you don't even like yourself, for even doing this thing. It's got this stronghold on you. And you want it to stop. That's how addictions are. They start off kind of fun, but before you know it, they kind of make you do things that you're ashamed of. They hurt your relationships with your family. So that's where we are now, and it's been 2+ years. It's been good. It's been a great journey. My marriage, by the way, happens to be like in the best place ever, coincidentally. All my focus, time, and energy and appetite is for my wife. The relationship is better than ever. And it's not by coincidence.